Hello YouTube, my name's John.
I'm Isaac.
He's Isaac. And the people have spoken. They want another race between the mini bike and the go-kart since we put the Predator 212cc engine on it. We're just going to do the normal modifications that people do to these small engines in this video. We're going to be modifying the air filter for better flow, making a header for it for better exhaust flow, drilling out the carb jet for more fuel, and removing the governor for more top-end speed. One other thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be putting a smaller sprocket on it, which will make it go faster, top speed-wise, but it will reduce its acceleration. So this video, we're going to get the mini bike ready for the race. So if you've ever seen a Rocky movie, this video is going to be the training montage, and the next video is going to be the actual fight. So here we are at Lowe's. They got some new inventory, it looks like. I actually like this Lowe's better than the one we usually go to. Just kidding. This isn't Lowe's, if you couldn't already guess. This is, what is this place, Ike? It's like heaven.
Ike's place.
It's Ike's place. Look at that. There lies the Burke. We did get a piece of aluminum to make some kind of, what did we say it was? Flange for the sprocket.
The sprocket.
Yep, I found that I have a small sprocket, so there go all my hopes of winning this race.
Well,
so we also got some exhaust pipe, and we have the dental picks that Ike uses on his teeth, and the drill bits for the carburetor jet. This pipe is from a weed eater.
you can still see the grass on it.
Yep.
And in the warning, with the www.trimmerplus.com. That's right. Thank you, Trimmer Plus.
After gathering what we thought would be all the tools and materials, we got to work disassembling the engine to remove the governor.
Look at that screen.
Wow.
How much it is restricting the loss. That is horsepower loss.
Dang, boy. Are you supposed to do that?
It'll be fine. You ready?
Yep.
Big mess.
Ooh, that oil, that's like not even... What the heck? Wow, that's...
Nasty.
That is like,
That doesn't look good.
No. I've seen cars with that kind of paint, that kind of flake in it.
I've seen bass boats with that kind of flake in it.
So like the 80cc engine that was on this mini bike and like the other Predators, the cases can be pretty fragile. So you don't want to hit them very hard with hammers because you can put a hole in them. And that's no fun.
No. Ruin the block. There's the clip that we have to remove. So I got to figure out how to remove it. So with a lot of piddling around, I have actually bent this clip, this C-clip, well,
And there it is.
out of shape.
Yep, it's okay if you destroy it.
Yes, because we're not using it.
And there's the governor wheel.
If I'm not mistaken, there's some washers on here that
Yep.
we got to remove.
Those things have to come off. Yay, there's the washer.
With the governor removed, we reassembled the engine to then attach a spring to the governor linkage to prevent the engine from going wide open all the time. We aren't sure why it happens, but we've had to do it to every Predator in the past.
So we got the clutch back on, the chain back on. We're going to tighten the chain a little bit because...
It's loosened up from use.
Right. So the governor is removed. So to more easily explain what we're doing with the spring, I'll show you what we had to do on my go-kart because we already did it here. So we had to put a spring we put it there, and it went onto, this is the linkage going to the governor, and when we removed the governor, it didn't it didn't have any tension on it. So we had to put a spring here in order for it to have tension, because if it didn't have tension, it would just kind of go...
wide open.
Yep, wide open, basically.
You don't want to crank this thing up without that spring, because this thing might wind up right across the yard.
That's right.
Since he's not here,
Yeah.
Taylor, we miss you, buddy. Oh, and Bert. Now we're gonna put some oil in it. Some nice Mobil 1 here, 1030. Make it go faster. I don't know how much oil it uses, but we're gonna fill it up until it comes out.
So now I'm going to be cutting the muffler with this cut-off wheel. I'm going to be just cutting it right at the end of this tube so we can reuse this.
We're going to put a slash cut in this, and we're going to put a slash cut in this, and we're going to put them together, and we're going to weld them up. And we're going to have ourselves a nice header pipe.
So we took the intake off right there, and I'm in the process of taking the carburetor off so we can access the jet. So we took the bowl off the carburetor, and the jet is up in there. You probably can't see it, but we have to take it out and then drill it out.
It's about the size of the jet in your go-kart engine.
The red one?
Yeah, the red one. I'm going one size up. Drilled out. That's a huge difference. I was checking out this air box, see if there's anything I can trim up on it to make it flow better. It's actually got a real nice air filter. The air box, it's a straight shot. It's a great. No need to modify the air box. Looks good. The air box was pretty good. I'm going to open this up and turn it into a ram air for the engine. More power. It's got to add at least 4 horsepower.
At least.
At least. So, going to cut a slot in it and turn it into a ram air system. It's going to be cool as hell.
It's the next day, in case you couldn't tell. We got a lot done last night. We modified the intake, we drilled out the carb jet, we removed the governor, and we were on our way to making a header, but our welder died on us, so we decided to call it quits, and we're now gonna go use a different welder.
With that, we loaded up the mini bike and set off to borrow a welder.
So, this homemade header, is it going to sound like a weed eater? Since it was a weed eater.
Yep.
1 pull, 2 pull.
It sounds meaner. Oh, it's really fast. Dude, that thing is loud.
You ain't got a chance, buddy.
Really?
I don't know, you might.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot peppier than before.
Well,
At speed, it still wants to do a wheelie when you crack the throttle.
When we got back to the garage, we began disassembly of the rear wheel to access the sprocket.
58 teeth
versus 75
75
teeth. So we're losing 17 teeth.
I ought to be able to do about 85 miles per hour. Woo, doggy!
Ike then made a stencil of the 2 sprockets onto an aluminum plate that we intended to cut out and turn into a hub for the smaller sprocket. So we got our makeshift sprocket hub or adapter flange thing cut out, and we're doing a test fit. Ike is going to file it down to make it smooth.
The diameter of this aluminum plate is a little bit too, see how the plate is close to the sprockets? We're gonna put her in the grinder and kind of turn her down a little bit.
While Ike was putting the finishing touches on the sprocket hub, I decided to throw some paint onto the header.
It's still a little bit on the tacky side, but there it is.
So what are we doing, John?
Well, it is the next day again, so this is day 3 of what we originally thought was going to take 1 day. We're going to Lowe's to pick up bolts to hold our makeshift sprocket hub on. So then we're going to bolt our small sprocket on it and I guess go for a test drive.
When we returned from the store, we shortened the chain and finished reassembly.
So our redneck sprocket adapter looks good.
What do you think?
Let's take a look. Looks pretty good, yeah. Well, it doesn't look good, but...
Well, this white piece looks terrible, but the sprocket seems great.
yeah. Wow.
I didn't even hit the top speed, it was still accelerating.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks kind of fast. So as you can see, we have the mini bike and the go-kart loaded up in the truck, and we're going to go try to do an 1/8 mile run, race between the two. We've modified the mini bike by jetting the carburetor, modifying the intake, making an exhaust header out of a weed whacker, and removing the governor. And making a sprocket adapter so we can fit a much smaller sprocket on it for more top speed. So thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for the race, which is going to be uploaded separately.
Get ready to get your butt kicked.
Whatever you say, man.